Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a look behind the numbers, WarCraft 3 Armor Explained. Now, this is the second time I'm casting this because, well, the first time I was on my laptop and apparently the audio wasn't that good. So we'll go ahead and hopefully I'll do better the second time around. Now, people were talking about how armor has diminishing returns. And although the damage reduction does have diminishing returns, the overall effectiveness of armor does not have diminishing returns. Let's take a look. Let's go down the spreadsheet and I will address any concerns, comments inside the comments below. All right. Now, armor. Everyone understands the concept. The more armor you have, the more or the less damage you will take. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Armor from 1 all the way down to 25 and what their effective damage reduction is. So at armor 1, you have about a 5.6, 5.7% armor reduction. At armor 2, you have a 10.71% damage reduction. All very, very simple concepts. Now, where people started to get confused with armor and damage reduction is by simply looking at the number and noticing that the numbers get smaller and smaller, or the difference between the numbers gets smaller and smaller. At armor 0, you have no damage reduction. From going from 0 to 1, you have all of a sudden an increase of 5.66. Now, if you look at the bottom of the spreadsheet, if you're at armor 24, you have 0.5902. At armor 25, you have a 60% damage reduction. People immediately felt that this was diminishing returns because you only increase your damage reduction by about 0.8%. Although you only increase your damage reduction by 0.8%, your overall effectiveness is still about the same. Let's go ahead and let's take a look into the hit points and everything else. One quick trivia question for you is, what is better, to have 10% more for free or to get something 10% off? Answer that question and then we'll move on. I'll give you a little bit of an answer later on. Here, let's take a look at effective hit points. Hit points. If a unit has 500 hit points, their effective hit points will be calculated in this column. The effective hit points here is about 530 with level 1 armor reduction. This means that the overall percentage increase, or the percentage increase, is about 0.6%. Now, if you take a look at armor 2, they are getting about 112% return, or 112% over their base hit points. So this tells you what the overall increase is on their base hit points. So at 500 hit points, you need to deal 2.5 times the amount of damage in order for the unit to go down. Now, where the math starts to simplify itself later on is if you look at the percentage increase and also the hit point increase. The percentage increase, if you guys will notice, is about 6% across the board whenever you go up one additional armor point. That is why every point of armor is an additional 6% hit points. This is a very complicated concept trying to be explained in a 6-second blurb. So I'm right now making a long video trying to explain this. So every point of armor is 6% of your hit points. If you take a look at it, an easier way to explain it is, what's the hit point increase on a 500 hit point unit going from 0 to 1 armor? It is going to be 30 hit points. How about going from 1 to 2 armor? It is going to be 30 hit points. How about 2 to 3? It's going to be 30 hit points. The reason why they have these numbers set up the way they are is so that these numbers towards the end will still be about the same. It's very important to look at effective hit points when calculating and figuring out how much damage things are taking and things are dealing. Now, WarCraft 3, a lot of things can happen as well. One of the reasons why knights are so effective over abominations in WarCraft 3 is that, one, knights have a high amount of armor, I think a base 6 armor. So that already means that you need to deal about 135% of their additional damage. Or if you take a look at it this way, they have an additional. I can change this to what 985 real fast, and you can actually see what the total hit points are. If I change all of the numbers, you're going to see a much larger number for knights. But on top of that, healing is not affected by armor. Healing will always heal the base amount. So if you have something with 12 armor that's healed 25 hit points, it is better than getting healed 30 hit points if you have 0 armor. Just a little bit of an explanation there, and that is how some of the ways that Blizzard is able to create some synergy and some balance. So for all of you guys who questioned, thought I didn't understand armor concepts, hopefully this explains everything to you. Every point of armor effectively increases a unit's hit points by 6%. Now, healing, all of those other concepts, I'm not going to get into because that's much more of math theory or really Warcraft theory at that point to figure out who really comes out on top in terms of one-on-one fights. A bear with rejuvenation or a knight with a priest healing. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed Warcraft 3 Armor Explained. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. Hope to see you guys on Battle.net. And the next time you guys have any questions, feel free to have me explain it. Hopefully this concept, even though it's not difficult math, this is by no means difficult math. It's just a very difficult concept to explain or show in a 6-second blurb while I'm casting a game. Thanks for watching.